Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
My name is Maxwell. Welcome to our Dunkin Latte Lounge. And sitting beside me, girlfriends, man. Give it up for Travis. Give it up for Nick.
Thank you.
Dude, as we were chatting before we started rolling here in our lounge, man, talking about that, yeah, the coffee selection is real for you. You are a coffee guy.
I'm a coffee connoisseur.
Yeah, is he lying? Is he lying to me, Nick? Or like
I don't know. I mean, what kind of coffee machine are you brewing coffee in the morning? Let's make that a test.
I don't need. I can just do black coffee. Man.
Straight up.
Mud water.
Straight out of whatever machine
Mud water.
operates and
we're
has
going,
power.
We're going for it. Well, it's because you guys are super busy, man. Congratulations on the launch of a new EP. Let's talk about this. I want to know why these 5 songs were the 5 that I'm sure there have been so many that you've been in the studio working on. But how is it that these 5 were the most special, or what you wanted to introduce to the world at this point in time now?
I think the unique thing about this EP is it was the least amount of songs that we've written going into the studio. And we didn't start making them with the intention of having a project, but we got to work with a new producer, Andrew Goldstein.
Sweet.
He's absolutely incredible, works with artists like...
I was thinking the same thing. This is why they are girlfriends. I was thinking the same thing, looking out for each other. Let's see the sweet face. I was thinking that same thing, but go
But we
for
were
it.
working with Andrew Goldstein, and we are so excited to get in with him. And he's worked with artists like MGK, Blink-182, Black Bear, now Girlfriends. And we made the first song, and we were like, wow, that went really well. Let's do it again.
Okay.
And we did it again, and within a couple of weeks we had these 5 songs, and we didn't even finish. I think we had 2 other ideas at the end of the whole process that we didn't even finish. So everything with this project was really intentional.
All right. There's purpose to it. We're going in focused. It was like we're gonna get this done over my dead body.
Over my dead
You
body.
see what I did right there? Yeah, you see what I did right there? I do want to dive in more to the creation process, how it feels to be on the road, to be, gearing up for the UK and these sold-out dates. But there's some extra stools here, and there's some extra mics here because you guys are going to give us a little something for, I think, maybe like the first time acoustically breaking down some of these songs, huh?
Yeah, it was the first time we've ever practiced these songs acoustically about 20 minutes ago.
Sick.
So we're in for a good one.
we rolled up today, and we didn't even have an acoustic guitar.
Oh, wow.
So our tour manager had to go rent 2 of them.
Word? All
Yeah,
right. Shout out
Davis.
Davis.
Thank you. Yeah.
They call him Captain Chitlick for a reason.
So yeah, we're in the Latte Lounge. We're gonna whip out some acoustics, and we're gonna play 2 songs. But to speak on your point about tour, we just got off the road with Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
We were in Europe on the Love Sucks tour, and that in itself was a dream come true. I found a text from me to Nick when we started this band back in like 2020 when we were making our first record, and we were like, "Do you think we could ever play shows with Avril Lavigne?"
No way.
And then she calls us and is like, "Hey, do you want to go on my European tour and play sold out stadiums every single night?" And we're like,
It's called manifestation.
There
at its finest
it
right there,
is.
yeah.
To watch those things come to life, to believe in yourself enough to, just even put it out there in the world, to know that it could be a thing to happen and to have it be something that's come to fruition. What does that feel like for the 2 of you? I mean, because it's been, maybe 2.5, 3, 4, not even, 10 years of this. I mean,
It was basically like living out your childhood dream in real time every night. It was just like walking on stage every night was just kind of like, what are we doing? Travis and I would look at each other before we go up on stage. We were like, wait, are we really doing this? Are we really here?
Yeah.
But it was amazing. It's cool to kind of see all this stuff kind of like come full circle a bit of music that Travis and I grew up listening to, from the Blinks to the Avrils to all kinds of those early 2000s bands, and now being able to kind of be a part of that scene again and, rewrite some of this new music for this new era is pretty cool.
And the fact that we started this band in like December 2019, obviously the whole world changed.
It just stops. Yeah.
Like 1 month into us being in the studio together, we were like, what is going to happen? And so like 2.5 years later, the fact that we're like walking on stage, in Milan to 12,000 people playing these songs, I don't think anything can prepare you for it.
I don't want to stop talking, man, because this is such a rad conversation. But to step out on those stages and to grab a hold of those fans and to watch them really dive into what the music not only means to them, but you're talking about places and countries where English isn't even their first language. And to watch them just go absolutely bonkers to the stories that you guys are telling. From your vantage point, seeing that happen, how proud were you of that moment to say to yourselves, hopefully, damn, I think we're on the right track and we're doing something that feels right?
Oh yeah, I think that's just, that just shows you like you've made the right decision and to keep following, because this is like, it's not easy, right? Like there's so many no's. For the one yes you get, you have 99 no's that came before
For
it.
sure.
And there's so many moments where you're like, should we stop? Oh my, like, do people not like the music? Like what, And I feel like especially in the age of social media, we live by this comparison metric where like you see your friends, you see the artists that you look up to, you see what they're doing, and you're like, oh, well, if I'm not that, then I'm failing, right? And so to have somebody like Avril and to see us connect with those fans night after night and them singing the songs and know the words, it's like we're exactly where we should be right now.
It's meant to be, dude. All right, so yeah, we do have to press pause on the conversation because they do have some music to perform for us. So are we ready for a little first time ever acoustic from Girlfriends?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Let's
yeah.
bring out the friends.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me
yeah.
move
Bring them out, Captain
Let me move the
Shitlick.
stool around. And once again, welcome to our Dunkin Latte Lounge. To everybody that's here hanging with us, we really appreciate you being here. To all of y'all that are watching online, the multiple cameras around here, we really, really appreciate it. Again, this from our Dunkin Latte Lounge is Girlfriends. Come on now. Let me step out the way.
Thank you. And I think love is overrated when you're underappreciated. It's not the game, but how you play it. There's only one way I can say it. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. I swear to God, she's out to get me. And they said not to talk to strangers, but I keep running into danger. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. Now, if any Britneys are watching on the live stream or at home on video, I wrote this song in the most romantic way possible. It just lets you know that you could potentially break my heart. In love letters cut deep, wear my heart up on my sleeve, 'cause I don't know when to leave, now I can't help but to bleed. It's so hard for me to clean, got me scrubbing on my knees. I'm not trying to be mean, I'll say it. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. And I swear to God, she's out to get me. And they said not to talk to strangers, but I keep running into danger. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. It's a slow, pretty part. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. I swear to God, she's out to get me. And they said not to talk to strangers, but I keep running into danger. Life's a bitch, her name is Brittany. Oh, man. We're at the Dunkin Latte Lounge. It's a beautiful day. It's really cool to be back in New York City. We got a show in Brooklyn on Sunday night. We're really excited about it just because the fact that, we talked about Europe with Maxwell and we can travel around and play music in different parts of the world is definitely a dream come true for Nick and I know for these guys over here as well. We wrote a song about where we grew up. It's the first song that we ever put out as a band, and it's called California. California looks good on ya, but it made a mess of me. All my friends are doing drugs to drown out their anxiety. And I don't wanna make all the same mistakes, and it's such a tragedy. California looks good on ya, but he made a mess of me. All the lights seem to love you, and where you go they all move. All the cameras are on you, I'm in the corner, cloud in a bright room. And I don't wanna throw you, be the angel of bad news, but I'm watching you shining me when I'm dying. Damn, what did I do? And I wish that I hated you, it would help with these regrets. I was so scared of losing you, so I lost myself instead. Yep, I'm running out of space, gotta hate this place now. And California looks good on ya, but he made a mess of me. All my friends are doing drugs to drown out their anxiety. And I don't wanna make all the same mistakes, and it's such a tragedy. And California looks good on ya, but he made a mess of me. I'm feeling uptight, feeling let down. I got no place to go, and I'm worn out from the run around. All I had left was you, and I don't wanna wait no more. It's getting harder to pretend. I don't wanna chase you anymore, 'cause I can't waste my time again. In California looks good on ya, but he made a mess of me. All my friends are doing drugs to drown out their anxiety. And I don't wanna make all the same mistakes, and it's such a tragedy. California looks good on ya, but he made a mess of me, a mess of me. Thank you. Get back up here, buddy.
You ready for part two? Good Lord. One more time. Give it up for the guys.
We've never done that before, by the way.
Holy cow. So that's well, you're telling me that's the first time ever acoustic of either of those two songs?
We just learned it in the back of the Latte Lounge.
Are you
like 10 minutes ago?
All right, so here's my question, man. Well, once again, hanging out with girlfriends at our Dunkin Latte Lounge. Give them a round of applause, y'all. So all right, so that's the first time stripping that song down, creating the record. So it's not even when the creation process starts, it's not even sitting down acoustically, or do you even think about, like, is it the full production that comes to mind first when you guys are creating or thinking about concepts?
Everything's kind of different. Some songs start out like with the acoustic in the room. Some
Okay.
songs start out with me getting on the drums and playing a beat. Some songs start out with like, a synth melody idea, and he'll put some lyrics and melodies on top of that. Everything's kind of different of like
Some start with like my iPhone notes.
Yeah.
That was going to be it. Where that was a question that I had in my brain is where do you create? Where do you keep those stories? Because I mean the lyrics are hella vulnerable, and you guys have opened up throughout your careers as musicians. I mean you're talking. I was going to talk about talk in a little bit, but like you guys are giving us these lyrics that are personal. So is it that sometimes maybe you're stuck in traffic on the 405, man, in Cali, and you're like, damn.
I think that's exactly what happens.
100%. I feel like I write a lot of songs in my car. I write a lot of songs when I'm laying in bed at night and I can't sleep, and I have to roll over and grab my phone so I don't forget it in the morning. I've wrote a couple songs in the shower.
Okay, all right. You a couple of songs in a place that also starts with a SH. Yeah. Have you been on the toilet and some songs have come to life?
You know what's crazy is I was at Bamboozle like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I was talking to Mac Miller, and I asked him where he writes, a lot of his favorite songs, and he said, while I'm sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
why,
was like,
why does toilet talk follow
that
us
is
around?
that is the
Why
most
is
real
this
thing
happening to
I've
us?
ever heard. Rest in peace to a
Yeah,
legend,
to
man, Mac
one
Miller.
of the legends of the game, man. To know that you are creating these songs, these lyrics that are, you're talking Britney's, you're talking, like I said, talking Plastic, and some of the other records that are on the EP. To have them be so true to who you are, is it a bit scary at times to be vulnerable with the lyrics and to put them out there for the world to hear, connect to?
I think Britney was one of the songs where we didn't think that we could, or I'll speak for myself, I didn't even think we could make a song like that because it was something that I said as a joke because it's so dumb, right? It's like, life's a bitch, her name is Britney. And I was like, yeah, like that. Like, I want it to mean like that, but like something else. And Nick and Andrew Goldstein were like, no, why can't it be that? And I was like,
Perfect.
Well, because it's like, are we, what?
We
I can say that?
we had like 5 ideas that day. We were just like running around in circles of like, what do we do? Which one's the best one we want to go down?
Yeah.
And I was lying on the floor and I'm like, why don't we just do the bitch song with Britney?
And boom.
It's like, that's cool.
It was made.
Yeah.
Gosh, to get out, to perform these records, to be in the pit amongst the fans. I mean, if anyone is following the group on their socials, we just saw recently in Boston, you were just like, you know what, damn it, I'm
Yeah, I
all
hopped a
in.
barricade. I jumped in the
Yeah.
mosh pit. It
Dude,
was fun.
to do that, to be that connected to the fans, what does that rush feel like for you guys?
It feels like I'm 15 going to one of my first shows, seeing my favorite band again, and
Awesome.
getting that up front, personal connection. I never went to like big stadium shows when I was a teenager. I went to like backyard shows. I went to sweaty, dingy little clubs with things falling off the ceiling and
Where fake IDs were involved?
100%.
All right, yeah.
And like blown out speakers, and there'd be fights and mosh pits, and your favorite bands were up close and personal, like hitting people with a mic stand, and we're obviously not doing that.
Yeah.
But it really feels like why I even became a fan of music in the first place.
Yeah. I want to ask you, Nick, when you see your bandmate, your brother, your girlfriend, really kind of do a lot of things. Is if anyone knows, man, this is you're doing a lot, Travis. I mean, there's radio shows, there's TV, and you give the band 100%. What's it mean to you to know that you have a teammate who is to some degree a jack of all trades, but when you guys are doing this thing right here, it's 150%.
Yeah, I would say he's probably the like most creative and best partner I've had in the world of music to be creative with. It's been a pleasure to work with Travis on all this stuff, and like it comes natural to he and I. The first time we ever sat down in a room to just listen to music and start to create something for girlfriends, it was just like immediate. This is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
This is the style of how this is going to sound without even trying to be that way, So it's been very organic, very natural. He's so handsome. It helps,
Well, to Nick's point too, like when we started the band, Nick is the only other person that I know in the world who's just as busy as me.
Speak on it. So what does it mean from your vantage
Nick,
point?
Nick has a record label. He has a recording studio in Los Angeles. He has, philanthropic projects. He has an education company. Like, he is CEO.
Give it up one
boss
time for
mode.
that, man.
So, the fact that I have somebody who I'm making music with that wants to dedicate just as much time. He has a family, he's a dad, and the fact that, he's willing to get in a tour bus with me and hop on planes and go play these clubs and stuff, and juggle all of this stuff like me, we're both putting in the same amount of effort, and that's so important because he's not just like sitting on a couch all day waiting, for me to pick up the phone. Like, we both really want it, and I think we prove that to each other every day through our actions,
That is amazing. I don't even know if I can. Wow. Well, thank you to the both of you for giving it your all and not, making this just some sort of this is just something that we want to do. I mean, it's truly a passion project. We got the EP. I don't want to look ahead of that, but like, how many songs are really in the vault at some point in time where things are going to, do we already have like terabytes stored away somewhere in a studio? And
We've made a lot of music, but I think right now, like, we're excited to go play this EP out.
Yeah.
We're going on tour with The Used and Pierce the
Yes.
Veil, which is like, that's another bucket list.
Y'all
thing
are going to
for
be back
us.
here doing Pier 17.
Pier 17.
Yeah, which is a
That's gonna
beautiful
be-
venue. Yeah.
absolutely insane for us. And, you know, we both grew up listening to The Used. I mean, idolizing Bert. We have a song with him on our first record. Pierce the Veil just put out the best album of their entire career.
No doubt, yeah.
We've been listening to that nonstop, which is no easy feat for a band who's been making music as long as they have. They're absolutely incredible in the fact that we get to go on tour with them. Once again, it's like the Avril thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, are we
We're
really
gonna play
doing this?
Pier 17. We've been a band for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
what? But I think that just speaks to, like, you know, Nick and I are two people who have been raised in this scene. We obviously love music. We live for music. Everything in my life I wouldn't have unless it was for music. The TV show, the radio show, it all came from this. And it's something that we're really passionate about. And, you know, you can't fake the funk.
You can't.
And
No.
so I think, you know, when people meet us and they see how authentic in real life it is for us, yeah, it's just something that happens.
That's one of the coolest things, that the authenticity. You know, fans, listeners, we are gravitating towards music now in this day and age, in this generation, even more so because of the authenticity, because you can find it so many different places. So when you have people who show up, when you have, you know, girls who are, and guys who are painting their nails pink with the logo of the band on them, you know, that they're there fully to dive in. It's because you guys are being so open, so honest, and you're being yourselves, and that's what music is supposed to be. So thank you guys for being willing to go there and to create something that we can, yeah, there's times where I wish somebody had a lock on their mouth too, dude. And I'm like, oh, that hit, dog. So you guys are doing it right. So thank you. I just want to say that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us here, and, you know, for giving us a chance to play songs for people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone watching at home who's tuning in. Like, this is the very beginning, and the fact that we get to, once again, sit at iHeartRadio at the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
Like,
It's
New York,
insane.
baby. We got you.
It's
That's what it's
insane.
about.
We got you.
That's
It's
what
really
it's
cool.
about.
Before we get you out of the DLL, man, I'm gonna throw a little Dunkin question your way, because we're all fans. We're all coffee fans. We're all latte fans. I'm on my refresher game over here, but I want to ask you, if there was an opportunity to sit down with any one of, there's been so many influences, so many idols as we've talked about in this convo, but to just sit there. I don't know, sip a nice, you know, large iced coffee, a refresher, whatever it is, with someone who you idolize and inspire you the most. Who would that person be?
Ooh.
That's always a hard
Yeah.
question.
That's a great
I'd
question.
probably say, like, maybe someone more recent to just finding inspiration through the stuff he's putting out is Rick Rubin.
Wow. But you have to be
know.
barefoot when you're having that
Hey, I'm
conversation.
into that.
Yeah,
I think that would be
for sure.
something super cool. Just
Yeah.
to
I feel
kinda,
like Rick
hear him
Rubin's a
out.
matcha guy.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be a
Doesn't
matcha
that make
Dunkin'
a lot of
guy.
sense? He's like an iced matcha guy.
For sure.
I don't see Rick Rubin
Yeah,
pounding
yeah.
espresso shots.
Yeah, he is so.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe.
He's like a
Maybe.
chaga latte.
What about for you, Travis? Is there a particular person that, you know, or maybe that you would let have that very last donut in the dozen? Who would be that person, man?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
you'd be
I'm
cool
gonna-
with it.
I'm gonna say Tom DeLonge.
Okay.
And it's cool. We're going to see Blink-182 at Madison Square Garden tonight.
Wow.
We've worked with Travis. I've met Mark. We were just on Mark's radio show not too long ago. But Tom, and check this out. I met Travis and Mark when I was 13 years old. I stood in line at a meet and greet. They signed my skateboard deck.
You still have it.
Yeah, and then I met them years later as a musician, like, you know, in a social, like a friend environment. Tom is the one person that I still have not met. He's the reason why I started making music. He's why I started singing and gave me the confidence to even do it. And we're going to go see Blink tonight. So hopefully I can cross that off the bucket list
There we
tonight.
go. Yo, manifest that like you
Let's
did with
go.
the
Let's do
conversation
it.
with Avril. Let's
Yes,
go.
Let's do it.
Tom, I'm coming for you.
From our Dunkin Latte Lounge, again, my name is Max. We want to say a massive thank you to all of you here in the room and to everyone who's logged on and checking us out at home. But these guys, the EP is out now. Over my dead body. Give it up for Travis, for Nick, for Girlfriends.
Girlfriends runs on Dunkin'.
Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.